And with that, we want to welcome you to the fourth episode of the Case Closed podcast. I'm your host, Professor C. We got a lot to talk about today on the show. First and foremost, the things that we've accomplished in the past week. The Save Case Closed promo aired on All Kids Out of the Pool was met with great success and great support from the community. And I want to say thank you to All Kids Out of the Pool for airing our commercial and the continued support that they give us in our efforts to bring back Case Closed. Now, the day after the commercial aired, we went up to the Funimation at the Movies event and spoke with Sophie and Rojas, and I told them about how I thought that the show did during the Amazon sale. Of course, they don't really have the numbers back yet. According to Sophie, they don't have the numbers back from all the sales and all that stuff. But hopefully when they do get it in their hands, they'll see what I was talking about, because the peaking numbers for each season in that top 100 were pretty impressive. Season 3 peaked at number 28. That's as high as it went. Season 4 peaked at number 37. Season 2 peaked at 39. And Season 1 peaked at 41, while Season 5 peaked at 61. The numbers look pretty promising right there from the sale, which is a good base for us right now and a good start to what we're trying to do with sales and increasing that. I must say, though, numbers on Right Stuff that I've been looking at lately look very disappointing. People were talking about how Season 1 is getting ready to sell out. Well, the problem with that is I called Right Stuff 2 weeks ago, and they told me that they had about 22 copies of Season 1 then. And it's taken this long to run it down to 3 copies or 2 copies or whatever's left now. So that's taken quite a while. The sales need to come up on Right Stuff. And while the sale is still going on for about another, couple of days, I would say get over to Right Stuff and buy the series. You can get seasons 2 and 3 for $15.99 on there. I believe seasons 1 and 5 are $22. I'm not sure about season 4. I think it's actually in the $15.99 range, come to think of it. But I would get on Right Stuff and get a hold of Case Closed right now while the sale's going on. But it's going to come down to these numbers now. We really need to push Right Stuff's numbers, up as well. I mean, we did pretty good on Amazon there for the last, couple weeks. While the sale was going on, it had some really good numbers. But it's time to do it on Right Stuff. So if you haven't bought Case Closed yourself, or your friend hasn't bought Case Closed, get them into the series and really, challenge them to purchase it. Because we're really trying to save the series, but we can only champion, buying the series and supporting sales. That's really what we're here for. That's why we do this. Of course, we're here to give you a background on the show, but we're also here to try to, save it, and that's our message. And joining me on the show, our special guest, Mr. Y. Welcome to the show, Mr. Y.
Thank you for having me again.
Now, we all sat down last week and watched the Save Case Closed promo on All Kids Out of the Pool, and I want you to tell me your impressions of it.
It was very well done. It was just very professional, and, we just got our point across very well, and the voice we got from our friend, she was very professional in the way she did it. Her voice was smooth. It just flowed throughout the entire commercial, and, our supervisor up there, and All Kids Out of the Pool, he just formatted the scenes, from Case Closed in there real well, and, to me, it really reminded me of an actual commercial that you see on TV. So very well done. Very good job.
I felt the same way. He edited the video together very nicely, and all credit goes to him for doing that. Now, the following day, we went up to the Funimation at the Movies event and talked with Sophie and Rojas, who he spoke to us for a very extended period of time. What did you take away from what he said to us?
It seemed to me that at first when I was starting working on the project to save Case Closed, I thought, it'd be an uphill battle with Funimation to get them to work together with us to save the show. And I thought that they forgot about the show and, didn't really care about it anymore. But in actuality, they do care. A lot of the people at Funimation like the show, and the voice actors who dub the show still like the show and would continue to dub and like it to be back on. And it just seems to me, from what he said, was that it wasn't that they took it down because of poor viewing; it was because of poor sales. Because Case Closed, had an expected sales reach, and it just never reached it just due to poor sale quality, and that's why they had to take it down and not dub a season 6. And I was just very disappointed to hear that because I thought a great anime like it could surely reach that point of sales pitch, but I guess not. But I think though we're definitely in a position now with all the help and all the friends and all the followers we've gotten that are just backing our progress behind this, that if we really band together and get the right amount of DVDs sold, if we just continue just making those small baby steps, eventually we're going to get a season 6 put out there. And I believe if we continue to do what we've been doing, we're going to get a season 6 pretty soon.
I agree with that. Now, specifically what Rojas had said to us was that Case Closed did not sell poorly, but it did not sell up to the expectations of the license, meaning that the cost of the license, of course, it being so high since the show is so popular in Japan, it did not sell up to that in America. And that's really what the big issue has been with Case Closed. It's not that it sold poorly, and I think that's been thrown around way too much that it sold poorly. It didn't sell poorly, but it did not sell up to the expectations of that extremely expensive license. And that's also another reason that they are leaning more towards movies right now than the series, because movies cost less to license and they cost less to make, and so Funimation actually does see some earnings out of that, and that's really their big thing with that. That's why they're more open to movies.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, what fans have to understand, though, is that to bring the show back, we can't have Case Closed just be a movie franchise. Otherwise, it's not going to get sold. You can't hope to bring the show back just by buying a lot of the movies. That's just not how it's going to work. Fans, they're going to have to go out and they're going to have to buy the series. It's just the only way.
I completely agree with you because of what we've said it on the show before about the missing characters, and we won't go into that, but there are too many missing characters in the movies that appear in the series. Well, we appreciate your outlook on things, Mr. Y. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Before I finish the show, I would like to address a new partnership we have made with the YouTube channel Your Case Closed Tube. Has decided to partner with us in our efforts to save Case Closed, and up until yesterday was actually had episodes 1 through 110 showing on his channel. But after we made contact with each other, he and I discussed it and came to the agreement that it was not within the best interest of the show to continue with the episodes being shown. So very gracefully he did the right thing, in my opinion, and in both our opinions, in removing those episodes in order to help increase sales. And that was our hope for that, was to increase sales by doing that. So to people that are upset about that, we're sorry, but it's come to the point now where there's not really much of a choice we have. We have to increase sales, and by doing that, we want to light a fire under some of these fans that have such an easy access to it to purchase the series and to truly support it, because these fans that watch it online are not true fans. They are just people that claim to be fans and say that, oh, well, I've seen all the episodes. You got to really open your wallet and really support the series to call yourself a fan of it, and I truly believe that. But that it's my opinion. It's why we did it. It's to help the series. It's not because we're mad at anybody or anything. This is nothing personal. This was solely made to help the series. So I want to thank everyone for the continued support of what we are trying to do here. I'd also like to tell everyone to look at the description in this video. We will have links to the Facebook, Twitter pages, and the new Save Case Closed website that was just created today. I want to thank everyone for listening. We'll see you next time on the Case Closed podcast.